Moskov has been so much. Like you could make a library out of that. The amount of Moskov games being turned around by minute 12.
We should not be waiting any longer because now we are about to find out. It will definitely be close. The draft looked very, very dicey between two teams. One thing is for sure, they are now relying on their instincts. We know for sure that these are the heroes that they are prepared to use. Vivero already blocking the minion wave so as to give a little bit of advantage for Amores, who actually took a lot of damage in the early stages. Yeah. It's the last game of the series. Winner gets the gold medal, loser gets the silver, and history will be made in the realm of Mobile Legends Women's Division.
This is the time we're in. All of our players are really on that moment we're in. They don't want to make any mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, every step they take as much as possible has to be advantageous for the team. And speaking of roles, I mean, Chini and Amores, they've been fighting 4 games already on how to counter out each other. XP lane, goal lane, everyone here.
Predator is such a cheat code with the first kill right tree. So much damage being dealt, and she was able to secure the Little Wonder. Although the mid lane control is awesome coming out from Team Philippines, they're able to play the mid lane very well against Chini.
Early game, you can, I guess you can argue between two teams who can be better when it comes to the raw matchups. Melissa wins almost all matchups, but with the presence of the Grok, you now fend off some of the damage coming out from Chell. And now Philippines kind of equalized. Bottom lane, it's going to be the Arlet going up against this. Going up against this Terizda.
Although we can see right now, Daigon and Amores just poking Fumieko. And this is the same story actually in terms of Turtle taking that you want to force those skills as much as possible to be used. We see a lot of level 4s, but Retribution is on the hands of Vival. But also for Fumieko plus the Flicker as well. The real world manipulation has been used and no casualty for that one.
Very unfortunate because Philippines really wanted to go for the level 4s as they connect onto Vivian.
Ooh, ouch.
Ooh, that hurts.
Sustainable damage! Vivian lands the Numinum Blast, and that will be a kill in favor of Indonesia. First blood gonna be theirs.
Yeah, awesome outplay coming out from Vivian. She saw that the power of nature was no longer there, and the Numinum Blast connects alongside the models. And Chell was also willing to commit the Inspire to make sure that the kill pushes through for Team Indonesia. First blood goes to them. Momentum is with the Melissa. However, this Moskov is big at the moment.
For sure. And now Indonesia, especially after taking that first turtle, will allow Vival to really rotate easily. And when it comes to these two heroes, whoever gets the upper hand in the early stages means that you can kind of snowball when it comes to taking the XP. And already, Alpuerto is trailing behind Vival. One full level. Yeah. Now going to be receiving brunt of the damage.
That is enough damage already for Chini on that moment. And Philippines right now, they just have to force on and clear the minion wave. The middle lane, that was close against Vivero. She uses that wall charge to back away against the players of Indonesia. And Indonesia is here at the top lane. There is an information though, but look at that. Indonesia is just forcing the players of Philippines to back away. They want those outer turret energy shields. And Vivian is in the middle, but is able to back away.
And now it begs, this Predator begs the question of how do you kill this guy? How do you kill Vival? Like, if you think about how Philippines engages in a team fight, it's mostly the mini bursts of damage coming out from Eve in the Moscow.
Speaking of mini bursts, by the way, at the top lane, we see a kill against Shell. Amor still alive with the help of those shields from the RWM. Amores will secure a kill, same with the Grok on that double kill. In Philippines and Indonesia, the gold swing is real.
Gets 3 kills totally for side of Team Philippines. Vival will be able to trade off at least. But with 2 kills going in favor of the Grok, that will allow the Grok to have more XP. Yeah. Surely you would want the kills to go in to your Vival. But Vival gonna be gone. Do they have the damage? No, they want. Alpuerto will be out. And actually, they dodged that penalty zone.
Team Indonesia kind of overplaying their heroes. Like, the initiation on the top lane, it was kind of a wishful thinking from their side, especially with the presence of the Grok. and Biban sitting in the mid lane with half HP. No, she had a lot of crystallized energy. However, without access to a Praise's Wrath, you don't get those HP back.
You need the taunts.
And right now, Philippines is on the lead with this one. Okay, gold lead against Indonesia, and with the continuous farming actually of Perez at the top lane, even the aggression of Indonesia is not really that effective in terms of that one. And yeah, everyone deserves a breather, right? This is the last game.
Yeah.
I'd have to say Indonesia, they've been making mistakes in the early game, even though this lineup also scales decently well in the late game. This gives Team Philippines the opportunity to get the momentum on their side.
Okay, so what did Team Philippines do correctly in the previous engagements? First, up top, they were able to find a opening on the spear to kind of lock down the members of Team Indonesia up top, and there was also Amores surviving with the extra shield. So that's absolutely outplay from their end. And then there was a trade-off. Like Fredrin, that's Vival from Indonesia, tried to go for the purple buff invasion. I wonder who spotted that out for Philippines, because the reaction was so instantaneous, right? You saw that that the Martis from Team Philippines hurriedly went to the purple buff the opposite end, which means that the invasion that you saw from Indonesia, which should have been the trade-off for the kill, did not matter because they get the trade anyway. So they just literally exchanged purple buffs.
I think it's just the emergency instincts of all junglers out there. Like whenever you see the enemy jungler walk towards the left side of the river, you immediately think that, oh, she's invading.
Yeah.
So what she did was she was already in a spot where she could take some resources away from the Fredrin, because Bibal was sitting on a top lane for quite some time.
Yep.
It was like 10 seconds of window wherein Philippines could actually answer back. But they were patient. They were just looking at the Fredrin. They were watching whatever moves they would make. And that was where when they tried to commit on the fight top lane.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they didn't have enough damage. You have to respect that. You have to respect the fact that Dawning Light does not deal enough damage on the early game.
Early as with this current situation of the game.
And Reload Manipulation came out. It was clutch as well, because it limited the movements coming out from Team Indonesia, and they ended up not getting anything on that movement to the top lane.
Yep, and Mars during that time was literally beside the turret during that time, and we can see right now for Indonesia, because of those miscommunication plays at the top lane, they're giving out space for Philippines to be on top in terms of the gold. But the real problem here is when we see that team fight in the turtle objective. And I believe for Vival and even Alpuerto, the rotation is different from before. They are sticking on the middle lane river side.
Slowly, Team Philippines are able to get the big brunt of the economic advantage. 1,000 gold up their sleeves. They will be equalizing it up because they will be able to clear out the wave. And then top lane, you see the swap, right? You switch down pairs back to the down the bottom lane, and then up top you see XP lane available for Team Philippines as they want to really team fight around the next turtle, the third turtle of the game.
Yeah, honestly, for Team Indonesia right now, you have to play for the savior scaling. Because around objectives, especially with the
they want to go
third turtle.
Oh wait,
I don't think you can play against this monster.
Touch.
Okay, there is that spear for Perez still alive, and the players of Philippines know that Indonesia is here at the bottom lane. But again, it's all about objective taking for Indonesia, still able to defend his turret on the bottom lane, and Philippines gets that turtle.
This is a problem that they need to address, and I think you answered it up with the late game scaling from the savior, because Perez will always be able to maneuver around these fights, especially up against Melissa and Teresla. There's no hard catch against this Moscow unless they get a perfect hit from the Numenor Blast.
And Philippines are doing what Indonesia was doing to them in the previous games, just utilizing the massive ultimates for zoning out. They didn't get any kill, but they got a turret, a valuable and a very important objective. Right now, 2,000 gold lead for Team Philippines. They clear out the minion wave in the middle, as well as they are now slowly taking control of the map macro.
Oh, bottom lane, Vivian.
Although bottom lane is going to be Perez as the casualty Indonesia with a nice kill for them. That is the goaltender of Team Philippines. But we could see two players being added out of bottom lane. Vivero is down. Even Amores is the target. Although for the Philippines, they are going for the trade at the top lane. But look at Vibal. Just
the connection.
Amores. Amores is still alive.
Well done, Indonesia, as they have found a massive opening. The Dawning Light will miss. But the job will be done. They have taken out 2 kills into the bottom lane and also the turret. They cannot equalize now. Philippines, they will not be able to trade. And the good thing for Indonesia, they are also invading the jungle. It now becomes very, very close. All the minute details from both teams just adding up. And all of a sudden, even when the lead was there for Team Philippines, you can argue that this is still an even game.
Yeah. It was Indonesia spotting out that the Grok was mid lane, and then Perez showed herself on the bottom lane. And Vivian connected with a very beautiful Numinum Blast. I think she waited for the Moscow to blink in because the wave was half cleared by that time. So Indonesia just getting this mistakes from Team Philippines and abusing those windows where they're able to take out the Moscow for free.
Fast clearing for Perez at the middle lane, and this is where the danger comes in. We have now the Lord. I mean, the teams are ready. They have the items so far for both the marksmen, but it's really more of deciding who is going to be the target. We have the wall charge at the top lane. Vivian is here though. We have to go away. Real reputation to counter that one out, and a kill for a kill. But the main problem for Indonesia, that is the marksman. And if we look at the third Lord objective, rather, Alberto is not as well. And Daigon is forced to use the flicker out. A lot has been happening on the map.
Great concealed play coming out from Philippines, but you can argue that the Eve ultimate was far too late. They lose 1 hero, they might lose another, and that's going to be Daigon going down. Indonesia taking over the Lord Pit. They might have lost their marksman, but they will now regain control of the game. Economy is going to be on their side for sure after taking this Lord. And all the Philippines can do right now is to clear out the minion wave in the middle, as well as the bottom lane.
Again, these windows that Team Indonesia are just seeing, they're just spotting that the Moscow is not on that Lord fight, because we talked about how dangerous the Moscow is against Team Indonesia. Like, they have nothing against it. Even Fumieko will have a hard time dealing with the Moscow. But if the Moscow is not there, then Indonesia could just prioritize their target. You use the Lord to bait out the Martis to your side, and when she showed herself, Alpuerto did not survive the damage output coming out from both Fumieko and also Chini.
And for Indonesia and even Philippines, there's years of miscommunication, but for Indonesia, nicer group, by the way, from that lead against Philippines. And we have the Lord marching out the bottom lane. We have the information already for Team Philippines. There is there as well. Uses the power of nature, but we are already feeling the damage from Chini. This might be a sandwich play from Fumieko. Same with the Vival's positioning. Look at that, Alberto.
Vivero!
Is going to be Chell. Chell is down. That is the marksman of Team Indonesia. Fumieko and even Vival has been forced to back away. There is the guardian's barrier, but Philippines will not force an extended team fight.
They did get a kill onto Chell. The wonderful usage of the Fire Slash and Vivero's flicker play. They would have wanted to go for more, but they're going to be content with just 1 kill onto Chell. Still, the lead for Indonesia.
Oh, Daigon! Almost pulled out Vivian out of that bush.
Have to be careful about that.
And Vivero now has the Athena shield.
Yeah, can survive the magic bursts coming out from Chini, but what a play from both the Grok and the Arlet. The final slash with the wild charge combination, Vivero and Daigon, making sure that they have the tools to displace the Melissa. And Chell was not expecting that. He was chilling on the back line, and she was suddenly being repositioned towards the front of the tower.
That means that Indonesia will still hang on to their lead, 1,000 gold. Can also see the shift in the focus of Indonesia. They really just want to farm. They know for sure that they have the late game for their side because of the Xavier. If you're looking at Team Philippines, surely there is the Eve and the Moskov in the late game. So it might be even, but Indonesia will have more tools just because of the fact that their ultimates are lower cooldown comparably.
The global arsenals will come up from the Dawning Light.
That's right.
So the Xavier will always be present, I would say, for the skirmish on Indonesia. So for Team Philippines, you are not able now to do what you're used to doing, wherein the Moscow is not participating in the Lord fights, because you will always be outnumbered when it comes to Indonesia's playstyle. Because even if you don't see the Savior, there will always be the damage coming out from the Dawning Light, wherever he may be.
Okay, now.
And also the Vision.
And
Vision,
the
extra.
Vision. We saw that with that Dawning Light on that orange buff of Team Philippines. And again, we have another Lord for this one.
Ouch.
Just look at the damage against El Puerto. That is just the Terizla and Chini on those hits. But that is
Lord
already
commitment.
half of life. Lord has been committed by Indonesia. Dawning Light as well. Half is the life of Daigan in this one. Fumi is ready for that zone out. Okay,
Vivero,
we
Vivero.
have still play. What?
Oh my
Whoa!
goodness!
Where did it come from? Chini's the target, although that is a bit too deep for the Grok. Nominal Blast
Penalty
touches
zone?
none. And the penalty zone has been used as well. We have the
Mystic
battle of
Field.
marksman, Mystic Field, plus the Dawning Light.
Al
We have
Puerto.
Perez
Al
out.
Puerto.
Al Puerto
good.
and Fumi Echo.
No
The
mortal
question
coil.
is, who is gonna take the Lord?
Oh.
It's gonna be Vival of Team Indonesia, but Fumi Echo is now low on life. Vival and the rest of Indonesia will go for the free hit. They have Chell. The most of the Philippines is at the bottom lane. Diagon is down. Al Puerto is there as well, but would rather go for the split push at the bottom lane.
And that will be definitely a push coming out from Perez to kind of equalize the economy, but Indonesia still took the Lord. They got an important kill onto Daigon as well. This will be a positive net trade for Indonesia, but the Philippines, they were able to cut their losses, but they found the Perez, and that will be massive for Indonesia. The gold laner of Philippines out for 35 seconds. This could mean a lot of third pushes as they
Vival.
found Al Puerto within Vival. Look at Fumieko connected to one of the flickers to just get out. Daigon gonna be put very low. They will just get out. Oh, they hit Al
Another-
Puerto this time.
Another
Vivian,
mixed
oh my
defeat
goodness.
again with the Chini and the rest of the players of Indonesia. They have the Lord
Ouch.
at the top lane. 9 seconds. Paris is gonna be available for the defense, but the long range damages from Indonesia is just massive and destroying the formation of Philippines.
This is really, really hard for Team Philippines. Genie has been spamming the Dawning Light.
Fumieko connecting onto two.
Fumieko though, we
Dawning
see-
Light!
Amores!
Okay, it's gonna be Amores down for the side of Team Philippines and Al Puerto as well. One shot from Vivero. There's no front line for the side of Team Philippines as they are slowly
Oh, no.
dying in the hands
Indonesia.
of the Indonesian team. Last player to defend the base is gonna be
Daigon.
Oh, minions.
Oh, there is
The final
away
slash, but
for
the top-
Indonesia, the top lane as well. Vival on the free hits. It is gonna be a wipeout for Indonesia. And our gold medalists for the 32nd SEA Games, MLBB